Hi guys! So for my multi-genre project, I chose to tackle the concept of bullying and acceptance. So my vision for this multi-genre project is basically to just highlight the negative concept associated with bullying and try to use it to form a very positive path for the children to understand the concept of acceptance of each other and themselves. And as we know, bullying affects many children in school. They experience it on multiple platforms. So through this project, I'm hoping to highlight those characteristics and kind of show the effect that it can have on a student. Now, my intended audience for this particular project is middle school level children. However, the text sets that I've provided can be used for both elementary level students and middle school students. So for me, I'm specifying this for middle school for my own use because I'm intending to be a middle school teacher. And I think middle schoolers tend to understand bullying on a more personal level, either through their family or other friends that they've seen get bullied, or even themselves. So I'm hoping that with this project they can learn how to identify those concepts, they can learn to identify behaviors that relate to bullying and try to make positive changes towards becoming better for themselves and for those around them. For the rationale for this particular project, I drew inspiration from Kiefer and Tyson's book, Charlotte Huck's Children's Literature, and I drew some inspiration from Melissa Tybolt's article, Children's Literature Promotes Understanding. Particularly in her article, one of the quotes that stuck out to me said, "Some issues, such as bullying or disabilities, affect the entire class and should be discussed as a group." And that is something that I definitely implemented in this project. My main inspiration, however, that I drew from was our issues and identity blog post that we did. I noticed a lot of people either discussed bullying in their blog posts or they touched up on it in some way, shape, or form, either through racial issues, gender issues, or other prejudice that they talked about in their project. So for me, I definitely felt that I got a lot of inspiration from those projects, which allowed me to talk about bullying here. So I have provided a list of multiple books that can be used for this project. However, for my particular use as a middle school teacher, I focused on one book called Wonder by R.J. Palacio. And my reasoning for this is that I want this entire project to be centered on one book with multiple concepts that the students can use in a creative manner. And this particular book has won many awards, including the Junior Young Reader's Choice Award. And this book highlights the concept of bullying and self-acceptance in a middle school manner. So I think that for my particular classroom, this would be a very good book to use. However, like I mentioned, I have provided other books for other teachers in case they would like to use another book in place of this. So for the other options of books that I have provided in this project, I made sure to find books that would be useful for both elementary level students and middle school students. And the best part about this is that some of these are specific for elementary, some specific for middle school, but there are several books that can be used for both levels. So the books that I've included are Stand Tall, Molly Lou Mellon by Patti LaBelle, that can be used for elementary and middle school. Each Kindness by Jacqueline Woodson can be used for either or. The Invisible Boy by Trudy Ludwig would probably be more useful for elementary students. Some Girls Are by Courtney Summers would be more useful for middle school students. Clicks, Phonies, and Other Baloney by Trevor Romaine can be used for either or. The Juicebox Bully, Empowering Kids to Stand Up for Others by Maria Desmondi can be used for either or. We Want You to Know, Kids Talk About Bullying by Deborah Ellis would probably be more appropriate for middle schoolers. Easing the Teasing, Helping Your Child Cope with Name-Calling, Ridicule, and Verbal Bullying by Judy Friedman would probably be more useful for middle schoolers. And Odd Girl Out by Rachel Simmons would probably be more useful for middle school level children. So my activity for this project is centered around 3 steps. The first step would be for the students to read the book. and understand it. The second step would be a discussion that I would have with the students based on how they liked the book, what they understood from it, morals, themes, characters, central message, how they liked the book, what their point of views are. So it will be a very open and honest discussion about the book in which they can express their point of views very openly. Then the last and final step of this project would be the Reader's Theater, which I gained that inspiration from Melissa Tybolt's article. The Reader's Theater will basically be the students understanding the book and then putting together a performance based on the book. So what they can do is they'll have the option to rewrite parts of the book if they would like to, or they can change the ending, or they can leave the book exactly as it is and put together a script with their own lines to highlight this book and the message that this book is providing. And the purpose for me to let the children do this is because it's a very expressive and creative way for them to talk about a serious issue in a way that can be understood by their peers. So overall, I absolutely loved this project, and I am very excited to be able to hopefully implement this in my own classroom someday. I think this entire project allowed me to outline a very serious issue that occurs with children these days, and it would provide them a way to express it and understand it on their own level.